You want to switch from regular blades to T-blade, or you already use T-blade and want some further informations? You're in the right place. Hi, I'm Patrick from Alpine Freestyle, and this is my T-blade tutorial. Let's go! At first, I'm not getting paid for that. I got a partnership with tblade, but this has nothing to do with this video. This is my honest opinion and my experience with those special kind of blades. In this video I will answer you the following questions. What is the difference between T-blade and regular blades? Is it worth it to switch to T-blade? Which one is cheaper? Where can I buy proper T-blade equipment? Which runner is the best for beginners, for freestylers and for me? Is the T-blade system as durable as regular blades, and can it fail? How do I customize a T-blade skate to get the best performance? T-blade pros and cons. 5 personal tips about using T-blade. At first, the difference between T-blade and regular blades. The biggest difference is between sharpening the blades and changing the blades. So one of the biggest advances for T-blade is when you change the blades, you always get the exact same feeling you had before, just sharper. It's different here with a regular blade. If you sharpen it, even if you bring it to the sharpening guy you always get a slight different feeling. And for a sport, especially for freestyle, when you need the best precision and touch on the ice, then this is a pretty good option to keep your touch on the ice. In the T-blade commercials, they often say that the T-blade gets hot, so it slips better. For me the difference is the performance of the T-blade and the regular blade. This is so different that, yeah, physically I guess it's right that it slips better. I never tested it. And if you try it on the ice, I think you won't feel a difference. There is a difference, of course, I'm pretty sure that they're not lying about that. But the performance of those two blades is that different that you won't feel a difference which one is slipping better on the ice. Is it worth to switch to T-blade, and which blade is cheaper? At first, to answer the question, will T-blade make you a better freestyler, a better skater? Definitely not. How good you are on the ice completely depends on you. I tried in the last weeks to skate with regular blades again, and I was also able to do my tricks. Does it help to wear T-blades to get a better freestyler? I think so, yes, because the performance of those blades is perfect for freestyle. For example, the weight of those two, I think we can check it here. So we got the regular blade, which has 137 grams. You can see it's the same size as the T-blade, which just has 62 grams, so less than the half of the weight of a regular blade. And this advance alone, when you use your blade for doing footwork, fast motions, and you have the half of the weight less for the blade himself, then I think yes, it will give you a better performance as a freestyler when you do those fast motions. Was it worth for me to switch from regular blades to T-blades? Definitely yes. The performance of those blades is so great. At the first weeks I completely struggled with my new T-blades, but then I got used to them and there were things possible I was not able to do that clean that well before. I live in a small town in the Alps, so the sharpening service varies by every sharpening. The T-blade gave me a sharpness which was not possible with the sharpening machine of the guy I brought my blades to sharpen regularly. So those blades brought me not to a new level, but made my footwork, my freestyle more clean and more precise because of the performance of this blade. And especially for me, important is traveling. When you travel and something happens to your blade, you need to sharpen it. But do you trust with your blades any sharpener if you go to countries like Hungary or Czechia or anywhere? I guess it's a complicated thing. But with T-blade, if something happens to your blades, you got replacement blades with you, you change them, everything's fine. So for traveling, this is perfect for me. Also a pretty cool thing is that you can change your style whenever you want. I like this carbon one, the color, this is also carbon, so this is my style. But if I want to have a darker yellow on my stabilizers, why not? Or if I just want black, or you can have blue, red, white, everything. So you can change your style whenever you want just by unscrew your stabilizers. So it's pretty easy to change your style, and for freestylers I think style is an important thing. And if you want to switch from your regular blades to T-blade, but you love your boot, it's also no problem. Send your boot to T-blade and they will exchange the regular holder, don't have one here, to this T-blade holder. So they just mount this thing on. I would never do it by myself. If you send it to T-blade and buy such a holder or T-blade full system, they will mount it for free. But then you got it in a pretty good quality. And then you can wear your love boot, but with the new T-blade system mounted under it. But I would say it's better if you buy for the beginning a cheap T-blade boot, which is around 150 euros, and test them for 1 season, because you need some time to get the feeling for the T-blade and you need some time to get used to it. I would say keep your love boot, buy a new cheap T-blade one, test them, and if you like the T-blade, then buy a better shoe or let your old boot be mounted with the T-blade system. The next question: is T-blade cheaper than a regular blade system? To make it short, nope, I don't think so. Whatever you do, I think T-blade is more expensive. Let's start with sharpening or the blade. T-blade says they mount in a special steel under their blades, which keeps the sharpness longer. I guess that's not wrong. It keeps the sharpness longer than a regular blade because it's a pretty well worked, precise metal string. But if you say this is 20 euros per pair and the regular blade sharpening is between 5-7 euros in my hometown, don't know how much is in your hometown, so you need to wear those blades for the time you would regularly sharpen your regular blade 2 or 3 or 4 times. The steel is good, but I think this is not possible. By my own feeling, I say I use 4 to 5 sets of runners per season. I'm also skating on bad ice, so they get blunt earlier. You get a performance which is just awesome and you get some pretty good advances, but you pay more for that. But is it worth it to pay this higher price? I would say definitely yes, because the performance of the T-blade is just great in my eyes, the reasons I already told you. And what's also more expensive than the regular blade does not need a stabilizer. The regular blade does not have screws here, so sometimes it happens that you lose screws, but we will talk about that later. So the full system, such a stabilizer for example, is around 40-50 euros replacement blades, so you have to pay a little bit more. But then, as I said, you can vary the style and you are able to exchange the blades whenever it's necessary. Number 3. Where can I buy proper T-blade equipment? So maybe you think about buying a T-blade. Where's the cheapest way to get a T-blade? Let's check Amazon, let's check eBay. Never ever do that. One of the pretty good things in T-blade is T-blade himself. This company, I'm in contact with this company for years now, and it is just great how they treat their customers. So if you buy something on Amazon or eBay, give us the money, there you go, never ever meet you again. T-blade, this never happens. I bought a skated T-blade, it was this one. I got it customized by the company and I just did the order, and then one day later I got an email and they asked for a phone call because the customizing is a little bit complicated, because I wanted to get a lot of different things changed on this boot. Finally, I got the exact boot that I wanted after this phone call, but I saved 100 euros because they said, if you don't need those parts of the skate, we take them and give you other parts for that. So this is so... Which company does that to save you 100 bucks just for the customer service? I think this is great. And I also, I do this video right before Christmas, and I also did an order and had something to talk with the guys from T-blade, and they are stressful, they have lots of stress in the pre-Christmas time, that's pretty common, but they still took their time to answer my questions properly, and this is a great service. This is the service I want for my skates, because my skates are important, my skates are what I do with the sport, so I need a good service for my skates, and I get that. And this skate is also a customized skate. This is a skate T-blade does not sell, but I wanted to have this special skate, and T-blade said, okay, we get the skate for you, we make it. pretty great. I'm not just talking about tblade. If you have a hockey shop which sells tblade stuff, go there. But don't do it on Amazon or eBay. Go straight to tblade or to your hometown hockey shop which sells tblade, because you need service and not just a skate. That's my opinion. Depends on you, but as I said, I prefer the service. Number 4. Which is the best runner for beginners, for freestylers, and for me? So at first, for those who never saw tblade, go on the homepage and have a look at the explanation for S, M, L and 9 to 21. I'll explain it shortly. S means that the contact with the ice is that long. L means that it's nearly the full length. So S is a blade in this shape, M is a little bit flatter, and L is nearly flat. This is a pretty easy explanation. If you want more information, check out tblade.com. And about the sharpness, 9 is the sharpest one, 21 is the less sharpest blade. If you can say less sharp, it's still sharp enough to do nearly everything. For beginners, I would say with M, it's the best if you use M blades, and sharpness, I would say 18 or 15, or if you want to be pretty safe, 21. So if you buy a T-blade, it regularly comes with L or M15 blades mounted under it. And this is for me the perfect sharpness for a beginner. I started with the M15. I started with the M15 blade. I didn't feel that well, and then I said, okay, I want to be more motionable, so not an M, I wanted an S. And I said, okay, it's too sharp for me to do my drifting brakes. I really like drifting brakes, so I don't want this sharp blade. So I switched to S21. Then the next blade was S18, S15, S13, and now I'm at S11. This is the answer for my next question. What is the best blade, or in my opinion the best blade? For me, it's S11. Why not S9? Every freestyler wears S9. Really much people who change to T-blade and are freestylers already, they start with S9. They never had anything else on their boot. But I like driftings and I like it to slip across on the ice. This is also possible with 9, but it's more fun with 13 or 11. So if you're a freestyler and you never had anything else like a 9 on your feet, try it out. It will also keep you on the ice. So I can lay into a curve on my 11s also, so the boot slides, but the blade still keeps me on the ice with 11s or 13s. But they allow more driftings and other fun. So for freestylers, try something else, not always the S9. Is the T-blade system as durable as a regular blade system, and can it fail? So let's start this chapter with something I found on social media a few weeks ago. There was the question, which is the best blade for freestylers? Is it T-blade or regular blades? And the answer was, for footwork, T-blade, for jumps, steel blades. That's completely nonsense. I have 95 kilos and I think I do pretty hard jumps, and the T-blade system never failed by anything. And if I jump over 1.5 meters high over a ramp or 2 meters and still land on the blade, nothing happens. So as I said, this one was built at T-blade or from T-blade, and it's completely built indestructible. So I never had a failure of T-blade. Sometimes it's possible that you lose screws, those screws here, but it's the same as in a football boot. When you don't check the studs properly, then you will lose some studs. This is what happens. If you check the studs once a week, you will not lose your studs. And if you check those screws also, nothing will happen, I guess. And does this small thing here, this small stripe of metal, which is mounted to a plastic, can this fail? I had that once, that the metal here jumped off the plastic. One time in 4 years, so I think this is okay. The only thing which was shit in this situation was that I was in the middle of a lake and I had 5 kilometers to go back to the place where my boots and my replacement blades are. So 5 kilometers with a broken blade, not that fun, but when does that happen? So I think they are built indestructible. You can do jumps, you can do everything with T-blade, and with regular blades the same, but T-blade is not more breakable. And here this system, as I said, I had a fail once, I saw another fail, and that's it. I think when you got a fail on T-blades, you just changed it. When a regular sharpened blade fails, for example by tapping on a stone, What are you doing with T-blade? You change them. What are you doing with those? You have to sharpen them. So if this happens to you in a foreign country, which failure would you prefer, T-blade or those? Number 6. How do I customize my T-blade system to get the best performance? Let's start with the holder. This is a carbon holder. I bought this as a replacement. I think I will never have to use it, but it's nice to have it because it's so lightweight. But I think it's the weight between the carbon one or a plastic one, for example. I think you will feel no difference. So it depends on you, but I think it's nice to know that you have a full carbon boot, because this part of my boot is carbon and here also. So carbon or not, the holder depends on you. I think the most people, if you want to go for a special color and you're thinking about, do I want carbon or a special color? Always go for the color carbon. I don't think it's that much more lightweight. T-blade, if you're watching this video and you say, oh, there's a huge difference in weight, let me know that. What's also important, in my opinion, is the screws of the stabilizers. So the stabilizers on cheap T-blade boots sometimes come with plastic screws. If you have a stabilizer with plastic screws, replace it to metal screws, because the plastic screws, they do what they have to do, but tight, tighter, loose, broken. And this is not cool. With the plastic screws, you can tighten them as much as you want. Nothing will happen. And this is, in my opinion, more durable, and it's easier to change them because you just screw them until they're tight and that's it. And the same with the screwdriver. If you don't have a metal one, buy one. It will last for years. Also, really important for me is to always have the T-blade replacements with me. So replacement holder, I think it's not necessary, but it's always nice to have those replacements with you. Replacement stabilizers. If you lose a screw, you take the screw out here, put it in there, or you buy a set of replacement screws also. They are all available at T-blade. And of course, always enough replacement runners. So if you always have replacements for everything, nothing can go wrong. And if something goes wrong, you're able to fix that by yourself. Another important thing, not especially for the T-blade system, but wear a skate guard, a protector for the blades. If you're just walking off the ice to the place where your boots are, it's completely fine. But for everything else, if you have to walk a longer distance with them, I would use protectors to save the blade, because 20 euros for a replacement just because there was a stone laying in your way, I think that's pointless. And also a special tip from me, normal hockey skates come with insoles, just that there is an insole inside. I replaced them by special sports insoles, customized insoles. They are available in every bigger sports shop, I guess, or in a hockey shop. Replace the insole to get a better feeling for the foot. That not just the boot is customized for you, it's also the sole, because with the sole you're going to give the touch from the boot to the ice. And also buy some waxed laces, replace the cheap laces the boot comes with, because it makes the boot better and stronger fit. Number 7, T-blade pros and cons. Let's start with the cons. At first, as I said before, T-blade is more expensive, but as I also said before, the performance and the way you can style your boot is completely worth it. Second con is that you need time to get used to the T-blade, because the performance of this blade is so different than the performance of a regular blade. In most cases, you can sharpen a regular blade to the performance of a T-blade, but yeah, you know what I want to say. The performance is so different that you will take some time to get used to it, but when you're used to it, you will have lots of fun with the T-blade skate. And number 3, I never heard that from anybody else, but when the blades are used, the full thing is trash. So we dumped that in Germany in the plastic trash, for example, but this not has to happen. I would think it would be pretty cool if there would be a way to collect those or keep them in your house, send them back to T-blade and get €1 each discount on your next blade order, for example. Because this is a huge amount of special made plastic, there's a steel on it, and why do we have to dump that? I think that's pointless. Maybe in the future anybody will find a way to recycle those proper than just dump them. And now let's come over to the pros of T-blade. And one big pro, of course, is the weight. This one is less than half of the weight of this one. And if you're doing the freestyle motions, this one is just faster. You can see if I got them in my hand, I feel the difference, how hard the impact of the brake here is and how easy it is here. So the weight is a big difference, and for me a really important difference, because it makes my freestyle performance better. And performance overall, the tblade performance is unique. And you get always the exact same feeling, just sharper when you change your blade compared to sharpening. So this special performance is a big pro for me. And of course you're independent. Wherever you are, if you have blunt blades, you just exchange them. If you travel around Europe as I do and I have blunt blades, I just exchange the blades and everything's fine. If you have an accident with your blade tapping on a stone, you exchange it, you're fine. And pro number 4, especially for me, this is my tool. This is the thing I'm doing freestyle with. So this boot is holy. Every freestyler knows that you love your boot. And I really love it that I don't just make the blade dry, put them somewhere and it's gone. I also love it to screw on it, to work with those blades, to exchange blades, exchange stabilizers, so I can make my own style and I also can work with it. So a guy who loves driving his car also loves to work on his car. And for me it's the same. I love to skate with my skates, so I also love to work with them. Number 8, 5 personal tips for using tblade. Number 1, try different sharpenings of runners just for fun. For example, I have an L21 runner if I'm on the 400 meters track and I'm just going for speed. Or I use the S11 or S13 sometimes because I also love those drifting skills and not just the footwork skills. So if you also enjoy skating and doing drifts, brakes and everything, and you're using S9, try with S11 or S13, it's quite much more fun. Number 2, always have replacements with you. Of course you need replacement blades, but also have a pair or 2 of replacement stabilizers for screws or whatever happens. Just always got replacements for you, that nothing can ruin your day when something happens. Special tip number 3, change everything which is possible to metal. So if you got a stabilizer with plastic screws, change them to metal screws. And also buy special soles for your feet and buy wax laces. This will make the performance of your boot so much better, and it's not much money to make the boot perform better. Special tip number 4, this one will save you money. If you're skating on a pretty good ice, always use new runners because yeah, they have the best performance. But on bad ice, also not that sharp, or old runners, as you want to call them, work. Use your new blades for a good ice surface, and for natural ice or outdoor rinks with bad ice quality, try to change from the new ones to used ones. You will feel no difference. They will keep you on the ice, because on bad ice quality, a bad blade also works good. So this will save you money because you don't have to dump them when they're a little bit blunt. You just use them for bad ice, and you will also save the new blades for the better ice. I do this for years now and it works perfect for me. Special tip number 5, because it will also save you money. Have a look at the homepage of tblade, Facebook page, social media. They always got special announcements. For example, if you buy a skate, you get a free skate bag or something like that. And this just saves you money. If you want to buy something and then you find a discount, you say, oh, I buy it 2 weeks earlier, but then I got a skate bag for my new skates also. So those kind of things you often find on the homepage of tblade or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. So now, let me know, what are your experiences with tblade? Do you have any questions? Let me know that in the comments below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss anything in the future. If you want to support me, you will find my Patreon link also in the description, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. See ya!